Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today, we are graced by two of the top players on the site. Rip, the current #1 player on Advanced Wars by Web, 1780 elo, so close to the 1800 mark. I don't think anybody has broken 1800 yet. Will Rip be the first one? Who knows? We're gonna wait and see. We also have Darthnoob, another top player in his own right. Fantastic player. I have seen some wild stuff from this guy. So, they met in the live league not that long ago. They are playing on Improbable Might. This is a 3 base 2 airport match with a comm tower. Now, kind of reminiscent of another map on standard, but it's not that map. This is a lot bigger and a lot more roads, folks. Now, this is a tier 1 matchup, so we have Eagle and Sensei. Sensei is allowed in high funds when it comes to tier 1 because he is beatable in high funds. Is he beatable in standard? Only by the best of the best, folks. Only by the best of the best. Now, we have Eagle today. So Eagle will get a bonus to his air units by 15% plus 10% defense, and in addition, they use 2 less fuel per day. All of his other units are base except for his naval, which lose 30% firepower. Now, his co-power will just add a little bit of offense and defense to his air units. Not really anything significant. However, his lightning strike ability will allow his vehicle units to strike again, a second time in 1 turn. Double attacks for all units. Can be an incredibly game-breaking, game-ending super co-power. It is some wild stuff, folks, especially in high funds. It is quite lethal. And on the other hand, we also have Sensei. So Sensei will get a bonus to his infantry by 40%, a bonus to his battlecopters by 50%. All other units will lose 10% firepower except for his fighters and bombers, which are base. Now, his normal co-power will spawn 9 HP infantry on all allied cities, and his super co-power will spawn 9 HP mechs on all allied cities. In addition, both of the powers will boost his battlecopter firepower to like 65%. So, it is some wild stuff, folks. Wild stuff. Sensei, the bringer of the zombie apocalypse, as you guys know. Alright, so we did just feature Sensei in the last video, so we have a little bit of a different player here today playing him, so we're going to see how top level play is for high funds. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this one. So, on the first few days, you guys know the drill. We got standard infantry builds. Gotta get the infantry on the field, folks. #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Alright, so both players are going for those corner properties at the moment, and it looks like at least Darthnoob is skipping these properties over here. And because of these little things here, I'm gonna just change this. We are gonna make Darthnoob play as Gray Sky. And we are gonna make Rip face left. There we go. Alrighty. So, continuing on. It looks like Darthnoob is skipping these 2 properties. Rip is forced to capture this property because it is pre-owned by player 2. So, definitely has to be done. Carrying on. Infantry are going forward. And we are capping those bases, and it does look like Darthnoob has captured the airport, which is very, very critical for Sensei. You've got to get those battlecopters on the field pronto. Those guys are powerful units, and we do have a tank build from Darthnoob, and we have an anti-air build from Rip. So very interesting to go anti-air first. However, it does make sense when you're fighting Sensei, because Sensei is well known for spamming out those battlecopters and spamming out those infantry. So you are going to want units that are going to be able to one-shot those infantry and battlecopters. Anti-air is the way to go for that. You're not going to be able to solely rely on anti-air for sure, because Sensei, once the ball gets rolling here, he is going to be able to focus most of his builds, most of his primary builds on big, heavy units. We're talking about the classic medium tanks, Talking about them stinking medium tanks, and we're talking about the 3 medium tanks and a trench coat, the mega tank itself. Triple classy unit right there, folks. But until the ball gets rolling on this game, we are not going to be seeing any of those units yet. But Darthnoob has built an APC, so that is very interesting. We're going to get a little double boosty here out of these infantry. What this boosty could accomplish here with this one, we could jump here and get this property right away. Instead, we would have been a few turns behind, or like 1 turn behind on capping those properties here. The boost right here will allow the capture of this property next turn, which is very cool. In addition, we got an anti-air build and a tank build at the moment, so very nice indeed. What is going on with all these units? We have some units facing one way and some units facing the other way. So we're just gonna make everything face right. There we go. Now everything is okay. So day 6, Rip at the top of the board. Going for that comp tower, going for another neutral property near the top right or top left corner of the map and bringing the infantry down. Finally back capping that neutral property near the starting location for these units, bringing the anti-airs in and bringing the tank in, and got a recon build. So interesting to see a recon build in high funds. They do have a lot of value, especially as Eagle, because they will be able to eventually get that double attack. But in addition to that, they are very effective for fighting off those 9 HP infantry when they do spawn. And they're also really good for interrupting captures. Now, as you know, in high funds, every single city is worth 2k. So being able to deny a city is incredibly vital, especially once you start to get into the higher numbers. So once players start to get past like the 36,000 threshold, if you can stop your opponent dead at 36 while you are able to go ahead and get, like, let's say 40, 42, 44, something like that, the 4 property difference right there is 8,000 funds, and that's incredibly vital, especially when you have this many bases, because you can just build more vehicles. You can get an extra tank on the field, you can get an extra anti-air on the field, you can get your big boy and other vehicles while your opponent is forced to just build infantry and vehicles at the exact same time. Now, when you're playing against Sensei, it really doesn't matter for infantry builds. He can 100% just focus on building those big boy units, just due to the free infantry that he's able to get. Now, Rip, continuing on, brings the anti-air very forward down here with the tank backup and a battlecopter backup over here, and brings a battlecopter anti-air recon down to the other corner. We are faced with a tank and a battlecopter at the moment. Does have reinforcements coming from both sides here, so very curious to see how the first few engagements are going to go here. Definitely be battlecopter spamming on this map, especially in high funds. The unit count is very essential, and you want to be doing as much damage as you possibly can. Alright, so Darthnoob taking another defensive position here. I think this is a perfectly fine position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's unable to actually hit the anti-air with the... or hit the battlecopter with the anti-air. Battlecopter is not really able to go any more forward. It could... like, max movement it would be able to do is just 1, because technically... Sensei's battlecopters are going to be able to defeat Eagle battlecopters, and vice versa. It just depends on who gets the first strike, right? So you got to be very careful with those unit placements. Alright, so Rip, definitely a master of the unit placement. So we are going to be taking notes as we go along here. Alright, anti-air. Looks like a bunch of these units are actually taking a formation near the center now, so they're going to be able to jump either side depending on where Darthnoob's army goes. We are capturing 2 properties over here, 3 properties over here actually. So that's given a lot of high value targets for Darthnoob to go for. Now he could interrupt these for sure, but the counterattack would be devastating. And vice versa also. So what it's really going to come down to is just who makes the first micro mistake, and then who's able to just capitalize on it quicker. Ooh, so we have an interrupt. We have an interrupt right here. So Darthnoob goes up and takes a shot on this infantry, taking it all the way down to 5. So 8-5 trade. Rip is not going to be able to capture that property very quickly. So very interesting indeed. Kind of a weird placement for the battlecopter, but I'm assuming that we are probably going to back this battlecopter up with like tank infantry maybe. I'm assuming that's probably what's going to happen. Oh. No, we wouldn't have to because we have this infantry here. Oh, that's interesting though. That is very curious. Very curious indeed. So we're leaving open shots for battlecopters. But that could technically be, I don't know, that could almost be a good thing for Sensei though. If you attack, well, if you manage to KO 2 battlecopters, well then Sensei gets a buttload of free infantry on the field. So you kind of have to take those hits into account when you're doing that. And he actually did end up blocking it, so you can't even really take that attack now, but that is something that you really have to watch out for when you're fighting Sensei. You kind of don't want to take early engagements against him. I mean, you do, but you don't, right? You kind of want to wait until like the capture game is sort of settled a little bit, so at least you can get your properties and then go and fight, but what do I know? These guys are way higher than I am, so let's just continue on and see what they do. Rep day 9. What are we gonna do? So this is an interesting position. We do have a little bit of force here and force here. Are we gonna meet them in the center? Are we gonna push down here? Are we gonna try to grab the corner and give up the center? I don't think giving up the center is necessarily a great idea because it would allow Darthnoob to be able to front shift his army in either direction. And if your army is split up, well then one half of the army is just gonna get demolished, right? So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna pull back? Okay, so we take out the 8 HP infantry right here, so that's not too bad at all. And we're gonna pull back. So we're gonna meet him in the center, but we're not gonna fight him yet. So definitely gonna be a center brawl here fairly soon. Does have sort of a floating tank here, but it's backed up by so many units that it's not really a floating tank, it's completely covered. I don't really see a world where this tank gets attacked because there's way too much stuff all the way around here. And both players are still very good on time. They're still floating around 10 minutes or so on day 9 here. So they got lots and lots of time to think about these moves. Oh, we do see a little move here though. Look at that. So Darthnoob is gonna, looks like he's gonna actually go up and take out this infantry. So we're gonna snipe out an infantry. Now this is probably gonna come at a cost, for sure, but we'll see. Alright, so we block the battlecopter. Battlecopter is the most important unit. You definitely want to block that one, but it does leave a tank open. Now if we bring these guys up here though, then that's going to be completely blocked. Like that's not something you really want to be attacking into, especially when there's going to be like 4 battlecopters. Yeah, okay, so we have, yeah, wow. So this is a dangerous line. So you might think that maybe you could attack into this. Like you can get a KO here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can't go up and attack the battlecopter with anything that we have. We can get a KO in the tank, but then we have 5 battlecopters, a tank, and an anti-air that are all kind of in position right now to go up here or go over here, depending on what he does. Sort of minimal units down here though, so I'm wondering if maybe Rip's gonna go down south and try to attack this area. No, we're gonna meet the biggest threat. Like, we're gonna meet the biggest threat head on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 battlecopters, double anti-air, double tank recon, double infantry, plus infantry in the back over here. That's gonna finish the cap. So that's pretty good. It basically matches this force over here. So it looks like what Rip is really doing is he's just matching force for force right now. Technically, Eagle is like a little bit stronger. For the, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I don't think he's like a lot stronger. I don't even think he's strong. I think they're pretty equal because, like, the infantry are better than the infantry, the tanks are better than the tanks, but a 10% deduction in power is leveled out by the comm tower. So these are just base units versus like 110 units. Nice little plant of the recon down here too, so just denying that city. So we're 36 to 36 right now. Rip is threatening a cap on the center property. Darthnoob is going to be threatening a cap over here, and possibly even threatening a cap right here. He might move. It's possible that maybe he'll move back with these infantry and attack this, and then like form a wall. But you would have to attack with this infantry first, and this infantry up here to get the KO. So this one is fresh, and then like APC tank block, and then bring these guys up, maybe? Okay, so we're gonna go, that's like even better, actually, honestly. Obviously, like attack with the tank first, and you get absolutely no damage to any of your infantry here, and your wall is still fine. It does kind of leave a battlecopter floating, I guess. I mean, you can two-shot this this infantry and interrupt the cap, but then you're committing your entire army to going and doing that. So it's a pretty risky situation to go in. Like, both of these players' positions are just fantastic at the moment. It's probably, I mean, honestly, it's probably going to come down to like the co-powers. That's what's probably going to happen. All right, so battlecopters are abandoning up here, so we're gonna allow the cap. That's fair. I mean, honestly, it's not really worth it to waste a bunch of units to interrupt a cap that's just gonna happen anyways, and you would just lose those units. So you would have to dedicate at least like a minimum of 3 units to interrupt that, and you wouldn't be able to attack the tank because you would need to attack from here and here to clear the infantry. Then you would go in the forest and attack here. So the tank would be able to counterattack the battlecopter. Like all this would just go right up there. So no, yeah, definitely just let the property go. All right, so Darthnoob flips it all the way up to 40,000 funds per turn. Rip is floating down at the 36,000 range. And it does look like his attempt to cap at the southern property is going to be denied. Both players have now built the stinky Neo tank, so hopefully they have a good soap vendor, because they're definitely going to need to wash that stink off of them pretty soon here. Alright, so day 12, Rip, top of the board, interrupts with the recon and brings, oh, interesting. Okay, ooh, you know what? I think we might be going in here, because there's a pretty nice attack that can happen here. I mean, like battlecopter infantry clears, battlecopter clears, then double anti-air goes in and like double clears some battlecopters. Is that what we're gonna be doing here? Oh yeah, there we go. And we go in for a clear on the APC. Okay, okay. Oh, we're in business. We are in business. Ooh, the battlecopters are moving in. Are we going to get any more attacks than just that, or is that going to be it? Okay, that's going to be it for now. That's a very strong attack. Very strong attack, and that sets it up perfectly. So, I mean, Darthnoob is going to be able to pop that co-power. So the co-power is going to be incredibly strong. I mean, we're going to have infantry popping up all over the place. But, if you take a look at the power bars, right? So, Darthnoob is sitting at like 21,000. So if we lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we lose all 5 of these units here, then we are going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if he does attack these units, then next turn we get lightning strike, and we have like a Neo tank and all these battlecopters and these tanks. So if he does go and attack all those units and clears them all, that's easy lightning strike next turn. Like 100% super easy lightning strike, even if he doesn't clear all the units. Alright, so we're going to be using the airborne assault. So we're getting the mechs on the field. Hit unit count. Hit unit cap already. 50 units on the field for sure. We are going to have to... we're going to have to join some of those mechs. At least one mech. I don't know. Like, how much funds do we have? We have 40,000 funds, right? So... we probably want to get maybe two battlecopters on the field. And some tanks, some anti-air, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so the mechs are moving in. And so now this is fairly scary, right? So there's a whole lot of units here, but Rip's got lightning strike. I mean, he's got lightning strike. This is gonna be an absolutely devastating lightning strike, because like we have all these guys, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did I count the tanks? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I don't know, like 20. I'm just gonna say 20. We got like 20 attacks, so we're gonna be seeing like upwards of like 40 attacks right here or more. Yeah, definitely save the battlecopters for the anti-airs. That is what is going to be the most effective in clearing those guys. And the scariest thing about this too is we're going to have lightning strike, and Darthnoob just used his super co-power, so he's not going to be getting any of the charge for these destroyed units here. So depending on how much he has left at the end of this turn, will definitely really determine whether or not oh, we built up Classy Boy of the Sky. Beautiful. Alright, bomber build. Here we go. Lightning strike. Recon build. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So we did like a huge attack in the center here. That was fantastic. Unfortunately, we can't hit the Neo tank. So we are probably, I don't know, but you know what, there's like, honestly, there's so many attacks that we can do, and the artillery right here manages to clear away. I mean, technically we can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can move here, but it would be a lot better if we probably destroyed this and this, and then we get both anti-airs in here to take those guys out. Then this battlecopter moves back, takes out this battlecopter, and then maybe we can like focus on either going up here or maybe fighting into the center here. Alright, so battlecopter moves in, Neo clears. Okay, so we didn't even need to do that because Neo clears over here, so very nice. So we did attack all those backline units, so that's pretty strong. And looks like we're going to be able to clear an anti-air over here. Probably battlecopter clear, I'm guessing. It's not really any other significant targets for this battlecopter to hit, unless we're trying to like clear this infantry and maybe get down here to get one of these battlecopters, which is a possibility. Just an ungodly amount of first strikes. Oh my god, what a lightning strike. What a lightning strike. Okay, so we don't even clear this. We don't even clear that guy. We're not even worried about him. Wow, that was an attack. Alright, so beginning of the turn, right? So he's got 50 units. And then, well, Darthnoob had 34, moves up to 40, takes this all the way down to 32, so that's an 18 unit clear. And tons of damage to all these units here. Now, that did use like the majority of his time here, so he's sitting down at like 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Darthnoob's sitting at 2 minutes and 7 seconds, so Darthnoob is playing on increment right now. So he's gonna have to make some very, very quick. Oh my god. Like, look at this defense. Anti-air does not even clear a battlecopter. That's wild. Absolutely wild. But the battlecopter finishes it off. Neo tank moves up and strikes down that anti-air. And we do another 2-shot on an anti-air. Take another shot on a battlecopter. This anti-air sitting right beside the airport. That's dirty. And we get the copter command. Okay, so we got enough charge for another copter command. I I'm assuming that he's like at this point he's probably got like less than a minute left to make his moves. When you get to this point, you really want to make sure that you get those builds out as quickly as you can. Yeah, so he actually made the builds before he ended his, or before he moved the rest of his infantry, because you got to get, I mean, you got the classy boy of the sky, got the stinky boy of the ground, and you got the little bug guy over here, the anti-air, with his antennas in the air, just looking absolutely thrilled to be part of the team. So very, very nice. We have, that was a pretty good counterattack, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it takes him down to 34, it does like fairly large amount of damage, but there's a world where the Neo tank probably dies if it goes in and attacks this Neo tank, because we got like bomber right there, so might not be the best idea to do that. Overall, that was a very strong counterattack though. Rip doesn't really have a whole lot of options, but he's got options, and it's day 14. So he's going to be able to do quite a few attacks still. Alright, so we're not going to be using the Neo tank to attack the other Neo tank. Very, very smart. Very, very smart indeed. So bringing the Neo tank up here shows like a lot of game awareness, right? So we're staying out of bomber range. We're not attacking this. It's not really worth it. That's technically that's what the bomber is for. The bomber is there to take out the Neo tank. That's what it's meant for. I just noticed like this, the gray and brown is not really a great combination of colors either. So I probably should have did something about that a little bit earlier. I thought it would be okay. Definitely not okay. I will keep that in mind for the future. It's a little difficult to see them once they're weighted, but nasty little counter attack. Still got 2 minutes on the clock, so that attack didn't take him very long to do. And Darthnoob, he's ahead in funds, but Rip's about to get a property. Could be interrupted, but he's more than likely is going to be able to get this property. But he might not, because Copter Command could spam and spawn an infantry right there to assist with the interrupt. And not really too far away. 20,000, that's not a significantly large amount, right? So it is possible to get that. And we are sacking multiple battle copters. Looks like we might. No, I think if we were going for the Copter Command, we probably would have sacrificed like the mech and a few more units up here. It is still possible because we only have 7,000 to go. No, we're blocking. Yeah, we're not going for Copter Command this turn. Hey, day 15. We're getting pretty close to a lightning strike again. Not gonna lie, it's gonna be pretty tough. Super smart move over here, actually bringing the battlecopter down here to sit on the city so that the infantry can't actually spawn from there to further interrupt that. So once again, very good game knowledge right there. And the northern part of the map is just going nuts, going to town on these guys over here. Do have this 7 HP infantry still here. Not really much that guy can do, so it's not really overly important to take him out. But we do have a fighter build. Fighters, as you guys know, very, very effective at taking out those air units, especially an Eagle fighter. So, yeah. That bomber is in some significantly dangerous territory with the fighter around, folks. Day 15, and Darthnoob has resigned the game. So, well fought from both sides of the map. That was a crazy match. Now, why did Darthnoob resign? Well, in all reality, he is going to be able to get Copter Command, so he can spawn infantry here, and in the front lines. But, like, overall, he doesn't have a counter immediately to the bomber. He's got 3 Neo tanks on the field, so it's very stinky. He's got the bomber. So, I mean, he could go up and he could attack some units here. But without being able to take out this, or this effectively, and even the battle copters up here and the Neo tank right here, like the next lightning strike that comes is just gonna 100% seal the deal over here, and there's not really gonna be anything that Darthnoob can do about it. And Rip will get this property next turn because you can't fully interrupt it unless... No, you can't fully interrupt it. So he's going to be able to get that. That would equal the income. And then these infantry up here are going to be uncontested. Like, you can spawn the infantry with the copter command, but double anti-air up here and the recon are going to make short work of those guys for sure. So, yeah, 100% justified resign. What a match. Fantastic one. Congratulations to both players. Rip is just on another level. And honestly, Eagle is just insanely powerful and high funds. So is Sensei in a lot of senses, but Eagle just... He's good. He's a good guy. You know, play more Eagle. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the content today. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you on the next one, and take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.